It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Hey everyone, well I am here with Angie Craig, who is the ranking member, meaning the highest ranking Democrat of the Agriculture Committee, and she just shared some breaking news with the caucus. So ranking member Craig, what is going on?
Well, it looks like the Trump administration has upped its taxpayer bailout of Argentina to $40 billion at a time when economic assistance is needed to American family farmers. This is one of the most egregious acts of this administration.
And the corruption abounds. In fact, what you just told me was that the president of the United States is going to send $40 billion of American taxpayer dollars to Argentina to bail them out of their own manufactured economic crisis because their own leader, who is a lot like Trump, frankly, and his buddy, basically bankrupted the country of Argentina. But this is the thing that gets me. He's up for re-election right now, and Donald Trump basically said this aid package is...
Well, this is actually a bribe for Donald Trump to try to get the Argentinian people to re-elect this dictator. It's just the most corrupt, inappropriate use of presidential power, and at the expense of American taxpayers and family farmers in this country. As I said, it's one of the most egregious acts of this administration.
So basically, Trump is conditioning this aid, which is your taxpayer dollars, on this crazy guy winning re-election. So it's a bribe to the Argentinian people. But in addition to that, we're here fighting to save your healthcare, to keep WIC funded, and to make sure that people can put food on the table. And you also shared with us another shocking revelation.
All right, before she get into that other shocking revelation, because we're gonna talk about everything that this lady talks about in this video today. I'm gonna try to get to it because I know I'm probably keep y'all here 2 hours. And some of y'all got to go to work tomorrow to y'all's, high paying jobs, and, y'all can afford all the eggs in the world, and, gas prices isn't a thing, and, y'all just perfect out there, right? So, America first, right? A lot of this money is going to bail out. This is just hearsay. Is bailing out Argentina farmers, where Argentina is a competitor with American farmers for China soybeans. Okay, for China, the supply to China with soybeans. Is it true? I don't know. We're gonna deep dive into it. But again, the bailout went from $20 billion to $40 billion. Now, Trump did say that this money would not be coming from American taxpayer citizens. It will be private donors. Well, that's great. It's not coming from American citizens, but why would it come from private donors? Why would a private donor just bail out a whole country? That should raise some questions, right? But hey, maybe there's some minerals down there, maybe some oil, maybe a little bit of somebody getting some kickbacks. We're not just bailing out a country for nothing. America does some shady shit, but this one is on the list. Okay, let's continue to hear what she got to say.
Which is that the Trump administration is telling states to not distribute SNAP money, which is food benefits, to folks who qualify next month. Tell us more about that.
Well, the SNAP benefits will go out in October. That is already in the pipeline, but USDA has issued a memo to states instructing them that if the government is shut down after November 1st, not to distribute SNAP at a time when grocery prices are sky high and people are already having to choose whether to pay the rent or feed their families. Again, it is a direct attack on working families in our country.
And in my personal opinion, it's immoral.
Does anyone need any assistance with food this next month? I mean, like, if y'all living paycheck to paycheck and you won't be receiving your SNAP benefits, if you do, just please reach out and let me know if you've received any email or paper mail that says anything of that nature that says you won't be receiving your SNAP benefits for November if the government doesn't shut down. I just want to know from the real people, not just people online just be on some bullshit and just talking. Because if you're really affected by this, then it's important to know this information is not getting out. We hear these people tell us, the people, the Congress people, and the news tell us stuff, but we don't really hear from the people. We are the people. We need to be speaking out on these things. I don't think y'all understand that. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, if you receive snaps, I mean, it's not a bad thing. If you're on welfare and you're a Republican, it's okay. Nobody really cares. Who won't judge you. But if this affects you, let us know. You know what I'm saying? Just don't keep your voice silent because you're a Republican. That would be un-American. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the fact that the president would give $40 billion in taxpayer-funded bailouts to essentially an autocrat in another country and then allow families to starve is immoral. It's wrong.
Look, and I don't know how the hell this constitutes America first. So I would say to family farmers, we understand your pain. We're fighting for you. Working families, we understand your pain. We're fighting for you. And I'm going to fight with all of my might against the bailout of a foreign country while Americans are having to forego their groceries.
And you better.
While the U.S. government is shut down right now, it's one thing to have the president leaving the country and flying to other countries, as Trump did today. It's another thing to have the U.S. government funding another country's government while we are not funding ours. Nevertheless, Trump's Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, just sent $20 billion, just sent 20 billion U.S. taxpayer dollars to go fund the government of Argentina, to go bail out their currency for some reason. Argentina's currency has dropped 27% in value already this year, but we're buying $20 billion worth of it. Why is that? That doesn't seem like a good bet. Don't worry, it's just a loan. Right, think we're going to get that loan back? I don't know. The IMF has had to bail out Argentina 23 different times. Argentina owes the IMF more money than any other country on earth. The most recent IMF bailout was just in April, and even that wasn't enough to keep their economy and their peso from continuing to tank. But apparently now it's us.
Did anybody do any research for bailing out? That's like, you got a cousin who don't never pay people back. And then that cousin comes to you and says, hey, cuz, can I borrow some money? I promise I'll pay you back on Friday. Now you got 27 other cousins that he didn't promise to pay back. And he ain't paid them back. But you thinking, you know what, fam? I know we grew up, riding bikes together, kicking the shit. I'll loan you the money. I know you're gonna pay me back. And what do you think happens? But
Scott Bessent, Trump's Treasury Secretary, nevertheless just gave Argentina $20 billion of your money to prop up the government of Argentina, even though we have almost no trade with them. And if their economy or their currency collapses, that would be sad for them, but it would likely have no effect on us. This is not something we're doing to protect ourselves. It is just a favor to them. Trump and Scott Bessent have given them 20 billion US dollars out of the US Treasury, a $20 billion bailout that already appears, quite possibly, to be lost down a deep, dark well. Because even after Trump gave them this $20 billion infusion within the last few days, CNBC reports today that markets today reacted in such a way that indicates that $20 billion might not be enough. Argentina might tank anyway. And that presumably best case means that we'll never get our $20 billion back. Worst case, it means they're going to keep giving them even more money that we'll never get back.
And then they decided to give them. Your cousin called back and said, yo, cuz, I just found out, man, the $20 I asked for earlier, it ain't going to be enough. You think you can loan me 20 more? Yeah.
While
Well, this is a pretty controversial undertaking by the Trump administration. Basically, what you're doing here is a currency swap. So it's the United States saying we're going to buy $20 billion worth of Argentinian pesos. So $20 billion US for the equivalent of $20 billion in Argentinian pesos. The idea here from the administration is to prop up what has been a horrific Argentinian economy. Going back well over a decade now, you're talking about devaluation of currency, high debt, deflation. It's really made a very difficult time for the country of Argentina. And what you're getting from the Trump administration here is a lifeline. It's a bailout of sorts in the sense that this is going to stabilize a very volatile Argentinian peso. That's the stated goal here. But it's also to help prop up the Milei government. This guy, Javier Milei, is the very controversial president of Argentina. He's an ally of President Trump's, no question about it. And so it's two things kind of at the same time here, propping up a political ally, but also trying to prop up Argentina's economy by injecting US dollars into their system. It comes at a time that the United States government is shut down, right? And the optics of this, sending money abroad versus, people hurting here at home, certainly something the administration's dealing with. But I think when you're looking at why this is happening now, it's important to look at the political calendar in Argentina. You've got midterm elections scheduled in that country for October 26th. The president's party is very much at risk of losing a political majority and therefore not being able to enact any of its agenda, an agenda that the Trump administration really, really likes.
Well, so in other words, I know this has happened to y'all because I'm pretty sure everybody wants that $1 million come up. You find a cryptocurrency that's, this is going to be the hot currency. So you spend 100, 200, 1,000, anything that your pockets can afford. And you invest. You're thinking, hell, one day maybe it might be worth something. And within the first few hours, you've already lost 25% of your investment. You're like, what the fuck is going on? 6 months down the line, you've lost 50% of your investment. Now, a year down the line, you're down to about 10% of your initial investment. You've lost everything, so you have all these coins. This is essentially what has happened, what is happening. Why are we trading our US dollars for Bitcoin? Not or cryptocurrencies, pretty much, because pesos ain't worth shit. It's just like if you buying cryptocurrency from your favorite, from the Haktua girl, okay? You bought all this crypto from the Haktua girl, now it ain't worth a penny, okay? That's stupid.
For Argentina, what's the benefits for United States in helping this way Argentina?
Just helping a great philosophy take over a great country. Argentina is one of the most beautiful countries that I've ever seen. And we want to see it succeed. It's very simple. I mean, we don't have to do it. It's not going to make a big difference for our country, but it will in terms of South America. If Argentina does well, you're going to have others following.